Good evening. Welcome to Carver's 5th grade promotional ceremony. First of all, I would like to give honor to Pastor Johnson and the Miles Memorial Congregation for allowing us to have our event here at the church. Second, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our students, parents, guests, and other visitors. Thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to join us in celebrating our rising 6th graders. Let me first say that it has been a privilege serving as the principal of Carver. It has been rewarding in the fact that every year I get the opportunity to see students grow. Today, that's why we are here, growth. Your child made it to their last year in elementary school, and now they're ready for middle school. Students, you have worked extremely hard this year, and I know it will show in your test results when they come back mid-summer. Yeah, I can't wait till July 1st. You are about to embark on the next chapter of your life, which will be middle school. For some, it'll be scary. For others, it'll be a piece of cake. And for others, it'll be, Mama, do I have to go to school today? And the answer will be, yes, you do. But some mamas gonna say it a little differently. You will learn that middle school has a lot to offer, from a variety of courses, to changing classes, to dressing out for PE, to joining club and school organizations. And then you won't have to line up and your teacher walks you down to the cafeteria. Won't have to do that. Middle school will be a lot of fun. However, the workload increases, and the work is gonna become more difficult. But if you put your mind to it, you can do it, and you can become anything you want to be. As your parents teach you, nothing is given to you. You must be willing to put in the work. I commend you for a great year and hope that you are even more successful as you transition into middle school. Parents, I've enjoyed working with you. You have been supportive of me, and I really appreciate that. You will be parents of middle schoolers, and you might already have a child in middle school or children in middle school, as this will be a challenging time for you. Your child is gonna go through that hormonal stage, and you know what that's about. We've all been in junior high. But just continue to be supportive as you are now. It will definitely pay off in the end. There will be lots of ups and downs, but in the end, things will work out for the good, and especially if we trust in the Lord. So with that being said, be proud of your son or daughter, or both, for their accomplishment of being promoted to the 6th grade. Students, again, Mr. Woodley wants the best for each of you as you say goodbye to Carver and hello to your assigned middle school. Keep your head up, stay focused, follow the rules and procedures, and continue to do what's right, and you'll do fine. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Welcome to Carver's 5th grade promotion. Thank you, parents, for coming.
Life at Carver. Scared, nervous, and terrified were just a few of the emotions I experienced my first day at George Washington Carver Elementary School. Little did I know the journey that was ahead of me. On August 14, 2013, I had the pleasure of starting my kindergarten year in Miss Nina Huey's class as a Huey Hopper. This is where I learned the Carver School Pledge, the tedious task of learning my student ID number, and the minor things such as finding the restroom. Over the years, I learned many valuable lessons, some that will benefit me on my next journey in life, such as getting to care for the different animals like snakes, birds, and chinchillas in our science lab, which is where I found my love for animals. Another example is my experience in GT, Gifted and Talented. Every week was a new adventure. The experience I enjoyed the most would have to be math leagues. Our team placed 6th in the region, and that is by far one of my greatest achievements. We would be here all night if I listed every club, experience, and achievement I've had at Carver. But just to name a few more. There was Space Camp, which was very fun, East Lab, which is where I learned to use a 3D printer, 21st Century, my first experience on stage in the production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and 101 Dalmatians, starring me, your very own Ascarilla DeVille. My journey through the years wasn't limited to just learning and having fun. Along the way, I met some really nice people. Some became teachers, some became friends who I hope I'll have a lifetime. As I close, I leave you with this. It's been real, it's been fun, and some things have been real fun. But now it's time I go be it.
My life at Carver. My life at Carver was a roller coaster. There have been some ups and downs, but overall ups. I started in kindergarten and now I'm in 5th grade. All my ups and downs helped me shape me into the girl you now see. Lip sync battle is considered one of my ups that I'll always cherish, along with the first Black History program where I got to play Harriet Tubman. GT, 21st Century and Space Camp, where I got to experience going out of state without my family, are ups that I will never forget, along with some staff members like Mr. Murray, Mr. Anderson, Miss A. Carter, Mr. Crater, and Miss Whittington. My family and friends are a big chunk of my life that I will always remember, and was always a big chunk of my life. And I was blessed to have a school family who loves and cares for me. I could go on and on about my life, but my time is up, and that's my life at Carver.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Jordan Dowd, and I'm going to introduce our special speaker for this evening, Sergeant Willie C. Davis. Willie C. Davis is a lifelong resident of the Little Rock, Arkansas. He is a product of the Little Rock School District and a 1983 graduate of Hall High School. He has a Bachelor of Science in Education degree from the University of Central Arkansas and a Master's degree in Criminal Justice from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. Willie Davis is a 25-year veteran law enforcement officer with the City of Little Rock Police Department. He is a sergeant. Today, Sergeant Davis is a well-sought-after speaker and encourager. He has received numerous awards for which he does not take credit for. He totally believes that all recognition belongs to God, who supplies the energy and strength for him to do his work. Davis is also known throughout the community and state for his work with the National Mentoring Model for African American men and boys called the OK Our Kids program. He is a coordinator for the OK program of Little Rock. He believes that the highest calling for any man is to positively impact the life of a child. Sergeant Davis has 2 adult daughters and 1 son who attends Little Rock Central High School. Please join me in giving Sergeant Willie Davis a Carver welcome.
Give it up. I don't know how he expect me to come behind these young ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing today? Good. Y'all didn't mean it. How y'all doing? Great. This is a great day. I'm reminded of a young fella that thought he was a speaker, and he went to do a presentation, and he prided himself on being this a dynamic speaker, and he got going into his speech, and then about 10 minutes into it, he noticed there was a young guy on the front row had fell asleep. And when he recognized the young man was asleep, he thought he would get a little louder in his presentation. And when he got a little louder, the guy still didn't wake up. So he looked at the guy sitting next to the guy that was sleeping. He said, hey, wake him up. The guy responded back to him and said, hey, no, you put him to sleep, you wake him up. So I promise you, I'm not gonna put you to sleep. I had to step up my game because I learned Sunday at church that a little church member of mine was graduating today. Is Brianna? Is it Brianna? Where's she? Yeah, how you doing, Brianna? She was at church Sunday. I found out that she's part of this audience, so I had to step up my game, Brianna. I'm not gonna shame you. Thank you, Mr. Woodley, for inviting me out here to be the speaker of the day. I'm honored, and I really appreciate the work that you've done, not only at Carver, but at Dunbar when I first met you. I'm gonna rest with this thing all day. There you go. I want to go back to the project, y'all. But I really thank you, Mr. Woodley, because that means a lot. Also, I want to thank the teachers here at Carver, and teachers in the house, educated teachers here. I think I'm a little biased toward a teacher because I was a teacher before I was a cop, so I really appreciate what y'all do. You have your heart in it, and I thank y'all for what y'all do. But in any school, that's what I call wraparound services. And wraparound means there are other folks inside the building that you should give honor and respect to too. So I don't know if they're here or not, but I want to give it up for the cafeteria workers. Yeah. And I also want to recognize the custodians. Who often act as volunteer ushers, attend those, well, get on the class. Stop them playing in the hallway. So I really appreciate the work that they do. Y'all remember back when it was the village? So we have to have it inside our schools. Now I need, and I remember as a young kid playing in the project, playing football with a Coke can, and the guys watching us play. And they say something like this, that boy gonna be something one day. But they never said what it was. So today, I need every adult person that's sitting behind these kids to stand to your feet. Every adult person that's sitting behind these kids. This is an activity we're going to participate in. Now, I need all of y'all for about 20 seconds to clap as loud as you can. Yeah. It's that quantity, brother. Now, I need the young folks to stand. All the girls, just stand up. Now, parents, aunts, uncles, aunties, uncles, Nene, them. I want to let you know why you were clapping. You were clapping for our future doctors, our future lawyers, our future educators, our future entrepreneurs, our future responsible men and women, our future whatever they want to be. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this to your face, because I want you to believe it, I want you to receive it, I want you to name it, and I want you to claim it. Have a seat. Reasons why I don't have a problem doing what I do in terms of speaking, because this is my way of using a party. I have the power as a police officer, I have influence. I love the influence. And influencing young minds to make positive decisions that relate to their lives and their future. We got to do this. And the reason why this is critical to me is that I know that every day in America, over 12,000 kids are suspended from schools in America. That bothers me. Yes, it bothers me. I don't like them numbers. That's one child every 2 seconds. Yes, and I got a concern about that. Also know that over 2,000 of our boys and girls are being arrested. I don't like that. So every 31 seconds, that's happening. But the real deal is over 2,000 of them are actually walking out of school. So high school kids are not graduating. We gotta fix that. And I promise you that together we can. But there's some good news today. Now y'all are familiar with the ACT and the SAT, you know those test things they talk about that our kids get nervous about. It can be a little difficult sometimes. But I want to introduce y'all to parents to what I call an ISP. Yeah, ISP. Individualized success plan catered to the individual child. Yeah, parents, we can do this, but I need your help. Because this kind of connection and this kind of test starts inside of what I call the first agency of socialization, which is the home. Y'all gotta talk to me now. The house, the crib, where our young boys live. So I need you to start encouraging our young boys and girls to be successful. And the ISP language, I call it the language of success. Say success. Yeah, it goes something like this. Not if you finish school. You will finish school. Not if you graduate, but when you graduate. You're going to college. When you graduate from college, you're going to get you a job. When you get you a job, you meet you a nice, pretty young man and young woman. When you meet them, she's going to have a job too. He will too. Y'all going to get married. Y'all going to have some kids in that order. See, it ain't cute having baby showers at 12, 13 years old. Now that ain't good. We ain't gonna let that happen. So inside of this house, our kids won't learn the norms and their values, their beliefs. And if we can get those things together, we can change. Y'all might not believe it, but I do. We can change the whole climate of some of our schools. We can do this. Because inside of the house, I hope that our kids, our boys and girls are learning self-love. Self-love. Self-respect. And being responsible for their own actions and their thoughts. We got to hold them accountable, grown folks, parents. We got to do this thing. And it's not impossible to do, but there's an expectation level that comes with all of this. The two things that I know that impacts the child's education is parent involvement and teacher expectation. The teacher should expect our kids to achieve. They should expect them to obey the rules in the classroom. They should expect them to be respectful. And parents, we should expect them to teach our kids. But it's a two-way street, parents. We got to cooperate with the teachers. We got to show it out at the PTA meetings, at the parent-teacher conference. We got to do this. This is how this happens. Now let me shut this thing down. Now, being a former athlete and a former football player, I like to chop things up into quarters. Y'all hear me? I say quarters. Football, they're quarters. These young boys in their first quarters of this education career, elementary school. Now, in any game or any quarter, there are always some coaches and assistant coaches involved. So the parents, you the coach. Teachers, y'all the assistants. And oftentimes, when the game is going, things happen in the game. You know, they don't always run the right play. They don't always turn in the homework when they should turn their homework. They don't always follow the rules. And oftentimes, they'll fumble. Yeah, they wait till the last minute to do their last minute assignment. They got to do that science problem. You get upset, parents. You done call the fumble, boys and girls. And when you call fumbles, you send the game into overtime. And then we huddle up the coaches and assistant coaches to figure out what's the best outcome for you. And they decide to kick the field goal. And it goes through the hoops. It goes straight through the goalpost. And you win! You win! And today, you are winners. You are achievers. And all I want you to do is to continue to do right. Say, do right. Do right. This for y'all, young folks. Do right. Do right. Work hard. Work hard. And treat others how you want to be treated. Now, I'm 54 years old. I lost a lot of things in my life. I lost a lot of keys. Some Some of y'all have too when you're laughing. I lost a lot of keys. But education is the key to your success. And that is one key that you should not, shall not, and you won't lose. You got it? Keep it, maintain it, and thank y'all for having me.
All right, at this time, we're getting ready to prepare for our certificates.
Good evening. And once again, welcome to the 5th grade promotion ceremony. We will now begin the presentation of certificates and awards, starting with Ms. Carter's 5th grade class. Darian Matthews, Certificate of Completion. He's the only graduating 5th grader in Ms. Carter's class, so let's give it up for Darian. Ms. Paul's 5th grade class. Cherish Banks, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll, AR Award, and Young Astronaut Award. London Kathy, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll, AR Award. Christian Edgerton, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Omar El-Amin, Certificate of Completion. Jaden Gilbert, All A Honor Roll, Certificate of Completion, AR Award, 21st Century Leadership Award, Awesome Athlete Award. Jaden Harshaw, Certificate of Completion, Art Award. Javier Holloway, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Michael Jarrett, Certificate of Completion. Layla Johnson, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Riley Jones, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll. Granger Kelly, Certificate of Completion. Keziah Leonard, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Austin Miller, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll, AR Award, Outstanding Gifted Musician. Brennan Newman, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Naomi Anikaweli, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Avi Patel, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll, Art Award. Elijah Robinson, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll. Kaylee Smith, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Zahaley Thomas, Certificate of Completion. Adele Torres, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll. Daryl Wiggins, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Leighton Williams, Certificate of Completion, All A Honor Roll. And last but not least, Deanna Wilson, Certificate of Completion. This is Ms. Hall's 2018-19 5th grade class. Next up, Ms. Whittington's 5th grade class. Tamaya Austin, Austin, Certificate of Completion, Academic Achievement. Elizabeth Borderline, Certificate of Completion, All A's and Super Scientist. Jordan Bowden, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll, Outstanding Computer Operator. Alan Carranza Morales, Certificate of Completion. J.C. Coakley, Certificate of Completion. Richard Cochran, Certificate of Completion. Mackenzie Early, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Alicia Estrada, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll, Awesome Athlete Award. Morgan James, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Landon Johnson, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll, Young Astronaut Award. Cornell King, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Gael Luna Aguilar, Certificate of Completion.
Congratulations.
Brooklyn Malvin, Certificate of Completion, All A's. Malia Lawless, Certificate of Completion. Gabriel Martinez, Certificate of Completion. Johanna Nava Alonso, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Jervin Orlando Omar Gonzalez, Certificate of Completion.
Congratulations.
Kaylin Price, Certificate of Completion. Chase Taggart, Certificate of Completion, Academic Achievement. Dylan Tharp, Certificate of Completion, AB Honor Roll. Christian Terceros, AB Honor Roll, Certificate of Completion, Magnificent Musician. Pablo Vasquez Martinez, All A's, Certificate of Completion, Best Art Student. Zakai Weston, Certificate of Completion, Wildlife Arkansas Award, East Award, All A's. Jayla Williams, Certificate of Completion, All A's, East Award. And lastly, Brianna Whitley, All A's, Certificate of My apologies, Alex. Alexander Willis, Certificate of Completion. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our 2018-19.
Good evening. My name is Jenny Bellotti. I am the VIPS chairperson for Carver and president of the VIPS Board of Directors for 2018 and 19 for the Little Rock School District. This evening we are honoring our fifth graders and recognizing them and our volunteers. Volunteers are important at Carver and in all of our schools in the district. This evening we're recognizing two volunteers, a student and a parent. This fifth grade student has been an asset to Carver since her kindergarten days. Throughout her early elementary years, She would volunteer to help teachers and students throughout the day. She volunteered for the Mathletics team, participated in the Rising Star for Destination Imagination program, participated in PTA events, and a role model for the East Initiative at Carver. During the summer of 2018, she volunteered to attend classes so she could learn how to use sound in filming for East. When school started, she did tutorials for fellow students on how to incorporate sound into videos. One of her East projects was the book bracket banner. She assists in editing videos. The student has embraced technology in East. She has a positive attitude. She loves to learn and loves to help others. In April at Evening for the Stars, this student received the VIPS Elementary Student Volunteer of the Year Award for the Little Rock School District. The Carver Student Volunteer of the Year Award goes to Zakai Weston. 9 years ago, this volunteer began these awards, recognizing the volunteers, serve as parents, faculty, staff, students, and community members. She became a role model for volunteers at Carver. She is past president of the Carver PTA. She's been a room mother, a chaperone on field trips, a volunteer in the classroom, at book fair, in the media center, on Grandparents' Day, at Field Day, at Fall Carnival, and the list goes on and on. A few years ago, she was involved in Saving Carver. In 2012, this volunteer received the VIPS Leadership Award from the Little Rock School District. And over the years, she has received the Presidential Service Awards. Now this volunteer has become a teacher in the Little Rock School District as an 8th grade science teacher at Forest Heights STEM Academy. And in 2018, she received the Teacher of the Year Award for Forest Heights. But she still has found the time to volunteer at Carver. The 5th grade Parent Volunteer Year Award goes to Mrs. Whitney Borderline. A very special thank you to Mrs. Shields and her students for the artwork for the Volunteers Awards this year. Let's give Ms. Shields and her students a round of applause. Would Ms. Shields please stand?
Library Media Specialist at Carver. And we have a program at Carver called Accelerated Reader, and the children or the students are invited to read lots and lots and lots of books, and they earn points. And so tonight I have the top point earners. The student with the most points is Pablo Vasquez. Pablo has 47.7 points. And he has a medal, and he'll also get a $20 gift card from Barnes & Noble. In second place is Christian Torcios with 23 points. In $8 gift card from Barnes & Noble. In third place is London Caffey with 21 points. I'm sorry, I made a little mistake there. The third place is Alexander Willis with 20 points. With 21.4 points. Austin Miller with 14.5 points. Austin Miller. Mitchell Bordelon with 13 points. Cherish Banks with 10.9 points. Mackenzie Early with 10.4 points. Edel Torres with 9.8 points. And Landon Johnson with 8.1 points. And you guys see me after the ceremony when we're doing refreshments, and I will give you your gift cards then. Congratulations. And next we'll have Miss Banks.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Karen Banks. I'm the Gifted and Talented Specialist at Carver Magnet, and it is my job to help these bright children grow. However, I try to help all of them. There's not just the ones that are identified to be in my class. Over the years, I've gotten to know a lot of them, even if they're not in my class, and they're great kids. I hate to see them go. But I had to choose a student who I thought did the best job in GT, that did with the creativity, the motivation, the leadership. And when I look back and see what he was in kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade, I chose Austin Miller as my outstanding.
Good afternoon. Let me say that it's certainly an honor to host really the greatest magnet school in Little Rock. A place where it has all the best. The best teachers, the best staff, the best facilities, the best faculty, and without a doubt, the best principal. It's certainly an honor to look out to the educators who have served. Certainly Mrs. Hall, Mrs. Whittington, and Mrs. Carver, all who have had a hand in making this moment what it is. It's really about our children, and really it's really their time. But I'm grateful today, sitting at the helm of this ship, Carver Elementary Magnet School, Mr. Clifford Woodley. I want to say to you, with all of the hard work, the dedication, being the best, One of the quotes by Frederick Douglass: "It's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men." We, the membership here at Miles Memorial City Church, on behalf of our One Church, One School membership, want to thank you for building strong men and building strong women. We thank you that we won't have to repair this 2019 generation of upcoming young men and women. We thank you, Mr. Woodley.
Let's give another round of applause for Pastor Johnson. It feels good to be honored. I want my students to hear me on this one, and I'm serious. You know, I grew up in what they call the hood. This is my serious talk. It was the hood back then. For those that have been here 45 years or longer, you know about Highland Court. You know about 21st Street. It'll take too long to tell you about it. But I say that to say I made it out the hood. I made it out the hood. There's some individuals who are my age, or a year older, or a year younger, who are no longer with us. You can be anything you want to be. I went to school just like you. Of course, I moved around in elementary, then landed at Brady and Rockefeller. From there, I went to Southwest Middle School, Southwest Junior High at that time. Turned around and went to Parkview from there. Graduated from Parkview. Decided I was going to go to the Navy. That didn't quite work out. They put me out quicker than you can flip pancakes. But it was a good put out. I had a mouth on me. I always had something to say. And sometimes that's not good for you. And sometimes, as my grandmother says, you just gotta up shut. And you know what that means. But it's not about me, but I want you to know I went to college. Nobody put a gun to my head. My mom didn't force me, but she said you have to make a decision because you have to live life for yourself. And soon, I have to let you go. So I went to college. Before I went to college, I started at 19 as a paraprofessional, teacher aide out on the playground. Worked my way up, went to school. Those that really know me know that I worked 3 jobs and maintained a 3.5 average. I didn't have time for pledging, I was too busy working. But I worked 3 jobs, paid for my undergrad, started teaching, 6th grade. Moved to middle school. Taught 6th grade in middle schools. From there, I was promoted to become a literacy coach, kind of what Ms. Stewart does. From there, I got the job at Dunbar as an assistant principal. Then my principal called me and said, Mr. Woodley, there's some principal positions open. And I said, nah, I'll just stay here with you at Dunbar. I'm having a great time. She said, no, sir. She said, it's your season. She said, it's your season. For you young people, that means it's your time. And I was upset that I applied for principal jobs before that, didn't get them. I was upset about that. Then I started doubting me. Am I good enough? And God says, not right now. So, fast forwarding, he gave me my first principal job at Wilson Elementary. I went over to Wilson and I did what I needed to do for those students. Then God says, you know what? I have to make a change. You have to make a change. So Wilson closed. It was all in the news with Carver and all of that at that time. So then I went to the superintendent and said, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? He said, you pick where you want to go. He had 4 cups on his table, any, mini, miny, mo. Pick one and there you go. And you know the one I picked was Carver. I had options to go to other schools. I did. But my work and my mission needed to be at Carver. And Carver is personal for me because my mom and all of my aunts and uncles went to Carver as kids. And they grew up right down the street in the East End Project. So Carver is very, very special to me. You all are amazing kids, amazing students, parents. You have done a great job, and I want nothing but the best for your children. So as you all prepare to go to middle school, some of you may find it funny right now. Some of you are taking me seriously, but you will see when you get out there. It is going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. But you know what? If you put your mind to it, you're going to be able to do it. Does everyone understand? I want you to keep that. And Mr. Woodley loves and cares about you. So anything I can do, parents, I've been in middle school since 1999, so I can tell you and teach you anything about middle school that you need to know prior to going. But I want them to be successful because next year they'll have 8 classes. They'll go all day. They're going to have 8 different teachers. You're going to have so many clubs and organizations and things that you can join. And parents, that is the time where kids either go left or they go right. So you put your nose in that phone, on their email, you put your nose in everything. Even though we want them to be independent, you're still the parent. We want them to have a good middle school career so they can have a good high school career and graduate and make something of their lives. So let's give my students a round of applause. Again, Pastor Johnson, I want to thank you so much. Where are you? Again, I want to thank you and the entire Miles congregation. I see Miss Stubblefield back there. Look at you, Miss Stubblefield. Look at her waving her hand. All right, but I want to thank you and others of the Miles congregation for again allowing us to use your church or use the church as part of the community to host this event. So thank you all so much for that. Last but not least, on behalf of the Carver family, I just want to present this token of appreciation to Sergeant Davis for giving his time to come and speak to our students. Thank you so much.